Hi. We're from Jesuit High School in Portland, Oregon.
We'd like to thank everyone who supported us in preparation for our speech tonight.
I'm Brianna.
And I'm Sydney.
And we've got 99 problems. Problem 1, poverty.
Problem 2, procrastination.
Problem 3, terrorism.
Problem 4, college applications.
Problem 5, hunger.
Problem 6, the essay I need to finish.
Problem 7, climate change.
Problem 8, identifying as a feminist.
Saying I'm a feminist should not be a problem.
The United Nations should not have to be involved.
How and when did it get to this point?
It all started with society's misconceptions of what feminism is.
Which poster would you choose?
From our experience, most people would not choose the poster labeling them as a feminist, but rather the one that labels them as someone who believes in gender equality. How are the messages of these posters different? Feminism is
equality.
Not sexism.
Feminism is strength.
Not attention-seeking.
Feminism is willpower.
Not hormones.
Feminism is for everybody.
Not just women.
The dictionary definition The dictionary definition of feminism is the doctrine advocating social, political, and all other rights of women equal to those of men.
Feminism is synonymous with gender equality. Our journey to this point was a tumultuous one. A few days before the deadline, we decided we wanted to speak about gender equality. We have been inspired by the recent rise of gender equality advocates like Emma Watson and the speech she delivered to the United Nations.
When we told people around us about our decision, there were two reactions: people congratulating and supporting us, and people cracking friendly feminist jokes. Feminism should not be a joke. It's a fight for equal rights for all.
It is my responsibility to speak up for this because I have the resources to do so, unlike most women facing gender discrimination in other parts of the country where they are extremely limited. When I wanted to go to school, no one told me I couldn't because I was a girl. Because I was fortunate to receive something I perceived as a basic right, I never realized that women in other countries were denied this. It wasn't until I was older that I realized how truly privileged I am to have received an education where I have learned that I am powerful.
Through volunteering at a Migrant Head Start program, I met people from different communities whose education was interrupted because their parents' jobs on farms forced them to move seasonally. One boy in specific, named Victor, quickly became my sidekick. He showed me the trust and comfort he endowed in me. He would constantly be at my side, during story time, during free time, and during mealtime. The twinkle in his eyes when I took the time to talk to him was admirable. I gave him the attention he needed in his life, and as a result, he showed me the love that stems from breaking the barriers between the marginalized and the privileged. I affirmed his humanity as much as he did mine. This is feminism's call, for men and women to affirm each other positively as equal human beings.
In Father Arupe's speech, he brings light to the question, how can you love someone and treat him or her unjustly? He states that when you take justice away from love, you destroy love too. Father Arupe points out 3 steps in working towards justice.
First, a basic attitude of respect for all people, which forbids us ever to use them as instruments for our own profit.
This applies to our culture's overuse of objectifying men and women. The idea that sex sells has become a common practice in advertising products over the past years. This sets the standards for what is expected, image-wise, of men and women.
Second, a firm resolve never to profit from positions of power deriving from privilege, for to do so, even passively, is equivalent to active oppression. To be drugged by the comforts of privilege is to become contributors to injustice as silent beneficiaries of the fruit of the injustice.
The power that comes from being privileged should not be used to exert force over underprivileged people, but instead to speak out and advocate for them. Not using your privileges to benefit others is a form of active oppression. Not gender stereotyping or degrading men and women are simple steps to end this active oppression.
Third, an attitude not simply of refusal, but of counterattack against injustice. A decision to work with others toward the dismantling of unjust social structures so that the weak, the oppressed, the marginalized of this world may be set free.
Changing our culture in a way to be in line with Father Rupe's speech is a fight that requires everybody.
How are we men and women for others when we don't fight for each other's rights?
Jesuit education teaches us that we are stronger as a community than individually. Therefore, it is our responsibility to stand for basic human rights.
The He for She movement obtained the spotlight in Emma Watson's inspirational speech on gender equality. The movement focuses on shifting the preconceived notion that only women could be feminists to men being feminists too. The movement calls for women and men to work together to overcome gender inequality. He for She recognizes gender inequality not only as a women's issue, but as a human rights issue that affects all of us.
This movement draws attention to the men in our world and urges them to advocate for gender equality. Imagine how big our impact would be if every male in this room were to hit the I agree button on this He for She pledge. Join the 190,000 plus men who have taken a stand for gender equality.
Although the He for She campaign focused solely on men, the feminism movement calls for both genders to fight for equality. There are many ways we can participate in this fight.
We can think twice before saying something derogatory towards men and women.
We can instill in the minds of young children that they are equal by not gender stereotyping.
We can provide support to underprivileged people for as long as possible and allow them to hold on to their dreams.
We can teach both men and women the power and strength that stems from working together.
We can make a difference. This is feminism.